Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Glad you're with us. Members of the media, thank you for being here. Big announcement today on behalf of the West Virginia Division of Highways. We're going to unveil our 2022 giant paving schedule. I'd like you to meet the District 4 maintenance engineer, this is District 4 in our Highways Department. His name is Earl Gaskins. Earl has an interesting story to tell. Earl?
Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. My name is Earl Gaskins, and I'm a District 4 maintenance assistant. Also in charge of the paving crew for District 4. And let me just tell you what an honor it is to be able to stand here and speak for my guys and as boots on the ground of what a positive impact the Roads to Prosperity and other programs that Governor Justice has initiated, what a positive impact it has made for us and for our communities. You know, it takes teamwork to make any kind of progress, and teamwork starts from the bottom all the way to the top. And to make the paving crew effective, I have a paving operator from Disc Forces, Mr. Tim Wetzel. I have street operators from Harrison County and Taylor County, Mr. John Leary, Dave Whitehair, truck drivers from every one of our organizations, and they show up every single day to make sure that our roads and our communities are better. And again, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be able to make that possible if it wasn't for the programs that was initiated and the positive changes we've made for the Department of Highways. I'd like to personally thank Mr. Mike Cronin, my district engineer, Mr. Riston, Cabinet Secretary, and most important, the man that's in charge of it all, the governor of our great state, Mr. Jim Justice. Mr. Justice, thank you very much for what you've done, and we appreciate it. From boots on the ground, you have made a big difference for our state, and we can't thank you enough. With that being said, I'd like Mr. Justice to take the opportunity to speak to everybody, if you would.
Well, first of all, there's so many people that are pulling the rope and doing a lot of great stuff. We got delegates here. We got a great gentleman running for Senate. We got lots and lots of really important people. But really, at the end of the day, it's all about you guys, isn't it? Really, when it really boils right down to it, you make it happen, and you make it all go together. Now, look, they just handed me this, and I don't very often talk from any notes, but I got to read you this because this is amazing stuff. Of course, today, as Randy just said just a second ago, today announces our 2022 season beginning officially today. Now, just think about this just 1 second. The 2022 season, we're going to do 266 projects in the state in all 55 different counties. Over 800 miles are going to be resurfaced. $208 million that we're going to spend. And these numbers are just on the resurfacing, just on the paving. Now just think about it. It doesn't include all the dollars that are going into the Roads to Prosperity program. Now let me just go back and just say just this. It says, and in addition to that, it says prior to the paving season, we have now completed 6,600 miles of maintenance projects, 14 slide repairs, 6 bridges, 53 Roads to Prosperity projects during the winter. In addition to that, think about these numbers. In 2019, when our DOT, DOH, DOT, all of us got together and told them what we were going to focus on really in West Virginia is maintenance, because our roads were all to pieces. I mean, in all honesty, just tell it like it is. We had sold a lot of our maintenance equipment, and literally our roads over the decades had gone to you know where and back. Now, you can't build them all back on day one. That's all there is to it, no matter how hard these people work. But now just think about these numbers just a second. So we started in 2019. You know, that year, 2019, we did more road work than any year on record in West Virginia. In 2020, we broke the 2019 record. In 2021, we broke the 2020 record. 3 straight years of record-breaking maintenance in the state of West Virginia, and now we're on the verge of breaking it again. 2022, we're going to break it again. Now, absolutely, when it really boils right down to it, if you'll just step back and just think, and I'd love, to say, oh, yeah, Justice, he gets all the credit and he did this and that and everything. And surely to goodness I've been a decent coach. But at the end of the day, we don't get to where we're getting if we're not all pulling the rope together. And absolutely, we never get to where we're getting unless we have people like these people. People like our great district engineer. People like this man right here, Jimmy Riston. Jimmy Riston absolutely has done such an amazing job. It is off the chart what is going on. And it's all happening right here in West Virginia. We have become, like it or not like it, we have become the diamond in the rough that everybody missed. Instead of being absolutely over and over, and I've said it 1,000 million times, instead of being the state that the roads were all to pieces and the schools were terrible and we were backward and poor and all those bad jokes told about us, we're not that anymore, are we? We're now becoming, we are the destination on all the travel guides. West Virginia's the place to come to. Would you have ever thunk it? Would you really ever thunk it? Now, so much goodness. Diversification, not forgetting our natural resources, all the different things that we're doing, tourism exploding, on and on and on and on. You can't do it without the roads. You can't do any of it without the roads. And so we owe so much thanks to all these people that are making it happen for us every day. And if you know me and know me at all, I don't blow smoke at anybody over nothing. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it in any way. What I'm saying to all of you, I mean from my heart. I thank all of our elected officials. But more than anything, I thank you because you've got to make it happen. We can give you the tools and do the very best we possibly can, but you're making it happen. Now, can we do more? Of course we can do more. Whatever we do, we need to continue on pumping as much as we possibly can into making our infrastructure better. Because when you make the infrastructure better, more people come. Bottom line, and then I'll shut up. Really and truly, if you're trying to recruit people to West Virginia, the first thing they ask about is schools. Because they want their schools, they want kids educated really well. We've made real progress on that. The next thing they always ask about is roads. That's all there is to it. When it really boils right down to it, that's a standard of life. They've got to have good highways. That's all there is to it. And so I really, really, really applaud you. And I thank you because it's taken a lot of hard work. Because believe me, you talk about a dog's mess. Our roads were a dog's mess. And we've really started to really turn it around. So I'd just keep up the great work. And you got a great crew, Captain. You want to talk?
Yeah, sure.
I don't doubt it.
I don't know how much more I can add to that because it's exactly, everything he always tells you is always the truth. But we got the best coach, we got the best players, we got the best tools, we got the best people in the whole country. This Department of Transportation is revitalized. This Department of Transportation is the best in the country. I've said that unabashedly for a long time now. And we prove it each and every day. You guys prove it each and every day. There's no doubt that we have a lot more to do. We've got a lot more to do. We got a lot more planned to do. And we're going to continue to do that. But step back and just look what we have done. We were given a game plan in 2019. We executed the game plan, and guess what? We got expected results, and we're getting those results each and every day. Just to add to some of those numbers that the governor gave you, today, there are 701 active construction projects going on in the state. 701. That represents over $3 billion of active construction projects going on at one single time in West Virginia. That is amazing. We have just been waiting with bated breath, working hard behind the scenes, getting ourselves in position for the IIJA, or the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act money from our federal government. But in the meantime, we've been taking care of the roads the governor told us we were going to focus on. Those secondary roads, those roads that everybody uses to get to work, to get to church, to get down there to get those Slurpees. And that's what we've been doing. So they passed that bill a little more than 100 days ago. And just a few weeks ago, a lot of information is starting to come in on those programs and the guidelines. So every plan you see on our website, it's only going to get bigger. I encourage you to look at our county plans, look at our district plans, look at our slide program, look at our bridge program. It's all right there, transparent. We're accountable. That's exactly what he told me I had to be, and that's what we are. We're accountable, we're transparent, we're putting all these projects on there. You can see the schedules as best as we can estimate them. We might miss them by a day or two. But on top of that, we're going to be moving into our federal aid program more and more as the year goes on. And we've been handcuffed. We've been handcuffed since the FAST Act expired in October. Last October 1st, we've been handcuffed. So we have been riding the roads to prosperity for our success for several months now, and taking care of our business on our secondary roads. But now we're starting to get the guidelines. We're starting to get access to some of that federal money, and you're going to see those plans very shortly coming to fruition. $500 million bridge program over the next 5 years, a safety program, electric vehicle charging network that we're going to try to stand up on the ground, our normal program buckets that we normally have for resurfacing and things. So every number that we just told you today is only going to get bigger. And in the meantime, our Roads to Prosperity program turned this state around. That's what saved the state. We were upside down back in 2016, and we sold those bonds. The Department of Highways, the Department of Transportation jumped up front and center because he pushed us up there, he coached us up there. And look where we are today. I can't tell you how proud I am of this department. I can't tell you how proud I am to serve the citizens of the state, and to be one of the soldiers on the coaches team, because I'll tell you, we couldn't do any better. We can't do any better. Thank you.
Let me just add one last thing. And I thank Jimmy, I thank all of you for being here and everything. But one last thing I'd like to add, and it's really, really, really important. These guys are right out in the front line. And we've been through this terrible pandemic, and we had many, many, many health workers, heroes beyond belief, right on the front line. The least we can do is respect them as we're going through these work zones. I mean, they're standing right out there, and there's cars zooming by them at 50, 60, whatever miles an hour. The least we can do is respect them. And so remember that. They're giving us their all. Heroes in many ways. And they're out there fighting the elements and the rain, the snow, whatever it may be, and they're doing everything they can for all of us. The least we can do is just slow down a little bit and really, really respect them and everything and look after them. They need to get home to their families every single night. Every single night. Don't forget that and everything. And I can tell you it's been a great ride, and we want to keep it going. So thank you again. Thank you for being here. Wait. Let me just say this. Last thing. Everything has to start with a dream. You got to have a vision, and you got to have leadership, and you got to have people that are willing to take a risk and say, by dog, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. But it has to start with a dream, does it not? And we had one. The Roads to Prosperity program. And it's led us a long way. Of all things, and I know a bunch of you are going to say before I get gone from here, what's that chair doing there? And where's Baby Dog? So David, let Baby Dog out, and she'll come over here, and And y'all can all say hi to baby dog before it's over. But I want to tell you this just about her. And this is part of the vision and the dream. You know, in this pandemic, it was tough, really tough. And really, now just set her down, Dave. Set her down. Come here, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, take your time now. Don't get in a big hurry. All right, get in your chair. Come on. Get up in your chair. Come on, baby. Baby, come on. Baby. Come over here. You can't go that way. Okay, sit down. Sit down. But along the way, in this terrible pandemic, I kept looking at her, and every time I looked at her, I smiled, and things were really tough. I mean, if you don't think it's not tough enough to read 67 or 6,800 names of people that we lost, it's tough. But it doesn't even equate. It does not even equate to the pain that those families were all going through and all their loved ones. But every time I'd look at her, I'd smile. And the other thing that I saw is it didn't matter. It didn't matter if you were black, white, rich, poor, Republican, Democrat, nothing. She loves everybody. Now, if you just put those two things together, like I've said 1,000 times, wouldn't we be so much better off in life? If we absolutely could make others smile and we could love everybody. At the end of the day, I don't know that there's a message that could have been any better. So along the way, little visions and little dreams, and God above, making good things happen and everything, brought us a little baby dog too, a 60-pound brown watermelon that's on the same dietary program that I'm on. So, but nevertheless, that's all I got. And so just keep doing the great work and be safe, guys. That's all there is to it. Love you with all my soul. Thank y'all.